Good morning and welcome to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Our focus this morning is on education. It was the late great Nelson Mandela who said education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. My first guest represents an organization that has served as the nation's leading advocate when it comes to the education of minority students. The United Negro College Fund has raised more than $4.7 billion since 1944 and has helped more than 430,000 students and counting. It's my pleasure to welcome to the show Mr. Michael J. Cox, who is the Regional Development Director for UNCF. How are you?
Well, thank you very much. I'm great, Ms. Williams. How are you?
I am so glad to have you here. And as I mentioned, for more than 7 decades, the UNCF has been providing financial support to 37 historically black colleges and universities that are referred to as HBCUs. So if you would, right off the bat, tell us more about the UNCF and all the things you do for students.
Well, certainly. Thank you very much. This opportunity is great for us. We're very proud of the fact that we've been in existence since 1944. And as you said, we've raised over almost $5 billion to help students go to college and support the schools that are member institutions, those private HBCUs that don't get federal funding, don't get state funding. We support those schools directly, but we also support students at 1,100, almost 1,200 different institutions across the nation. So we really are the engine that helps propel students to and through college, especially low-income students and minority students, but not just low-income and minority students. We really do administer scholarships that transcend race, ethnicity, as well as religion.
That is outstanding. And as I mentioned, you're the Regional Development Director, so your responsibility is to advance that mission in Illinois, Michigan, Missouri, Kansas, and here in Wisconsin. So you've got quite a bit on your plate.
Quite a bit. I run around it quite often, but I love the Midwest. I grew up here, so it is a joy for me to work in this part of the country. The salt of the earth people, straightforward, honest, and direct, and more importantly, they really support young people. And it's a great history here in Milwaukee for our relationship with UNCF and the Milwaukee citizens.
I would agree. And since we're focused on Milwaukee and the things that happen here, let's talk about the impact that UNCF has had.
Well, how about the most immediate? This past year, I was looking this up a little bit because I'm always preparing for speeches and shows, et cetera, and I always have to do a little research to catch up. Last year, we gave $1.3 million to students in Wisconsin.
That's awesome.
About 120 or so scholarships, crossing about 50 or 55 different students. That's a lot of money in 1 year.
You can say that again.
1.3 million. That's a lot of money.
Yes.
But I'm very happy about that because it means, number one, the citizens of Wisconsin, in particular Milwaukee, really care about their young people and education. If you can have a community support young people to that degree in that fashion, it means really the sky's the limit.
I love it. And we talk about that positive thing that has happened in the past year, but there's an unfortunate statistic to keep in mind. For every scholarship UNCF awards, there are 9 other deserving students who are turned down due to a lack of resources. And with that said, it is a must. I repeat, a must, that ways are found to close that gap. So that leads us to some outstanding fundraising events that take place every year in order to accomplish that goal. Yeah,
Milwaukee and Wisconsin in general is a unique place for us. Education, I said, is the bedrock of this community in a lot of ways. And so we started out years having the Milwaukee Walk for Education. And the wonderful thing about that walk, and I don't know if most residents know, that it's the second largest UNCF walk in the entire nation.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, we'll have easily a couple of thousand people out at Veterans Park on July 22nd, I think. And it's a wonderful time, wonderful opportunity. The churches are out, the corporate leaders are out, the corporations are out, the mayor comes out. We have a wonderful time, and it is one of the best events of the summer.
Yes, and speaking of the mayor, there is a huge event coming up on March 18th. It's another fundraising event, and it's at the Milwaukee Art Museum. Tell us more about that.
This is our second annual Mayor's Mask Ball in Milwaukee.
Okay.
And you're talking about a fun night. It is a wonderful night. Milwaukee comes out in their finest. It's a black tie affair with mask. If you don't have a mask, we'll sell you one when you come in the door. But
goes to scholarships.
Exactly. And what you do with the mask after the event is up to you. But it's a wonderful, wonderful time. It's a fundraiser, but it's also a time to dance and celebrate. We'll feature one of our students. You'll get to know her a little bit. It's just an awesome time. There'll be a Best Mask Award and a parade of masks. It's a great time.
Oh, wow. And so people need to take a little time and find that right mask then.
Well, if you want to win the prize. If you're into that competitive kind of thing.
Yes. And this is going to be my first time actually attending
I'm looking forward to
the mask ball. So I'm looking forward to it as well.
You didn't know you were going to be working with me on that night, did you?
Oh, well, I know now. So we're getting along just fine now. So I think we'll be all right. And you have actually stated that this is the second year.
Yes.
And there are outstanding individuals that you have honored, not only last year, but you'll do it again this year.
I think we did Mr. and Mrs. Chuck Harvey last year. And this year we have 3 outstanding individuals. One I know that you're very close to, or was close to, that was Eric Vaughn.
Yes.
And we'll be honoring him posthumously, of course. And then Dr. Deborah McGriff, we will also be honoring, and then Dr. Howard Fuller.
Yes, and Dr. McGriff is with the New Schools Venture Funds.
Yes.
And then, of course, Dr. Howard Fuller, former Milwaukee Public School Superintendent and Distinguished Professor of Education and the Director of the Institute for the Transformation of Learning at Marquette. And he has been on the show a couple of times to talk about the outstanding work that's being done there. So well-deserved, that's for sure, all 3 of those. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the mayor who's going to be in attendance and some of the other people that have been invited.
Well, all the corporate leaders, all of our sponsors, many of their CEOs will be present, or certainly their C-suite level people. So Johnson Controls, Rockwell Automation. In fact, I was on the phone with both of those companies earlier today. They're fantastic supporters. We've got some new sponsors. Town Bank will be present. We're really excited about their participation. Northwestern Mutual is coming back this year. They were there last year, and they were so enamored that they raised their level of sponsorship so they could continue to be engaged. So many companies from the Milwaukee area. Potawatomi is in this year. We're excited about partnering with them. Just a lot of fantastic stuff. But the best time I had last year, was sitting with the mayor and his wife. She's an awesome dancer. She is fantastic. And I think she had the best time of all of us last year. And this year we're looking forward to it. We have Teresa Griffin, who is performing. She appeared on The Voice. She was a finalist from The Voice from a few years ago. So we're excited about having her. But my best part of this is the surprise that we pulled last year that we will do again this year.
Okay, so
we awarded, without anyone's knowledge, we kept it secret, recipients of the Wisconsin Student Aid Scholarship. So I think 5 young people last year were awarded a scholarship. They didn't know, their parents didn't know, their neighbors didn't know. And when you should have seen the reaction from the crowd when names were scrolled up on who was getting that award. So this year, as we promised them, so it's not a secret this year.
But they still don't know if their name's going to come up.
No one knows whose names are going to come up.
Chill bump for facts. I like that.
I have the envelope, and I promise you, I won't read off the wrong names.
Okay, and so this is the thing. There's somebody at home who's interested in being a part of this. So how would they go about getting those tickets? Just give us all those details.
Certainly. There are several ways. You can call 414-372-6000. That would be one way. The tickets are $175 each.
Okay.
Or you can go online and purchase your ticket at uncf.org/Milwaukee MMB.
Okay, that's / Milwaukee MMB.
Correct.
Got it. And if someone is unable to attend the Mayor's Mask Ball or any of the other events that take place across the calendar year, there is still the option for them to make a tax-deductible donation.
Absolutely.
Or they can also volunteer at some other events that come up over the calendar year.
Yes, because we still have 2 more events this year, and they can go on our website. The Milwaukee, Wisconsin office is housed in my Chicago location. We have a coordinator for our campaign here in Milwaukee. That's Julietta Henry. Everybody knows Julietta.
Everybody knows Julietta.
Everyone knows her. She's an awesome, awesome lady. But they can go on to uncf.org/Chicago.
Okay.
And there they can donate, and they can also contact our office. All the information about how to contact a volunteer is on there as well.
All right, and Mr. Cox, you too are a graduate of an HBCU. You are a Morehouse man.
Yes, ma'am.
And that says a whole lot. Everybody knows that Morehouse has a distinction to it because the late, great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a graduate of Morehouse. You have Spike Lee, Samuel L. Jackson, the list goes on and on and on. Talk about the pride that you have in being a graduate of an HBCU.
It is enormous. It really would take up your entire show to talk about. But I will say this, it changed my life. Going to Morehouse, I was both an academic and athletic scholarship recipient. But going to Morehouse opened my world. I was an inner city kid growing up in Chicago and had not been away from any Chicago area other than going to visit my grandmother in Tennessee when I went to college. Had not flown on a plane, sat in an auditorium full of Morehouse students my freshman year. Spike Lee was 1 row away from me. Next to me was Martin King III. Jay Johnson, the former Homeland Security Chief, was in our class.
Wow.
An endless number of Wall Street people. Samuel L. Jackson was 2 classes ahead of me.
And wasn't he a cheerleader?
Samuel, we wouldn't call him a cheerleader. We would call him
a man leader, a crowd leader?
A yell captain.
Okay.
It would be more appropriate. But Morehouse, we brought in the best speakers across the nation to talk to us, to speak to us about the trends and things that were going on in the nation, challenging us to be bigger, better, brighter, and lead the nation. And I think Morehouse is a legacy of doing that. In fact, if you know, there's a Milwaukee Morehouse Scholars connection.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
We're very, very proud of the young men and the companies who have supported them in their endeavors to academically. We honored them last year with a video. They were part of the video at the gala last year. It was awesome.
Yeah, one that I watched grow up, Nicholas Stokes, his father, Earl, works with me at Jammin' 98.3, and I mean, he used to be really into basketball, went to Morehouse, and that just kind of left his mind, and he was really fixated on just academics and being the best that he can be, and he's graduated and doing great things. So it's just awesome to watch these young men go away and really just become all that they can be.
Well, Nicholas was in last year's video, so he was featured in last year's ball. Awesome. He's just indicative of not just Morehouse, which of course I'm very proud of, but all HBCUs do incredible job of helping young people to grow in an environment, especially if you come in a little bit shy, a little bit bashful, a little bit homesick. Your professors, your administrators, they put their arms around you and encourage you.
Yes, and I am also a graduate of an HBCU. I attended Central State University, which the great jazz singer Nancy Wilson, and then you have the great opera singer Leontine Price, and then also one of the Little Rock Nine, Elizabeth Eckford. So you've got a long list of outstanding individuals who have gone through HBCUs and really shown what type of products come out of these schools. And as we wrap up, I just wanted to kind of shine a light on why the schools are called historically black colleges and universities, because of course right after the Civil War, you had universities where African American students were not allowed to attend, and then you had the mindset of building your own schools. And today, those schools are absolutely open to every student of every color, race, religion, whatever the case. But I always like to explain to people that is where the historic Black college and university tag comes from.
Absolutely. Those universities, you know, the land grant schools were started first, and so many of your Jackson State University, Tennessee State University, all those schools, Alabama State, those wonderful schools were started because of, as you said, the desire not to have African Americans attend the same schools as whites. But later on, shortly thereafter, our faith-based organizations, the Methodists, the Baptists, the Episcopalians, the Presbyterians, the Catholics, all started institutions to help educate African Americans in a country that did not want to see them educated. And so those historical Black colleges and universities, all of them coming up to 150 years or close to 175 years, who were born back then with that designation, are significant. In fact, you know, as we know, they were all invited to the White House recently.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. Looking forward to seeing you soon at the Mayor's Mass Ball.
Absolutely. Don't forget your mask.
I will not. Michael Cox is again the Regional Development Director for the United Negro College Fund. And you can keep in mind the Mayor's Mass Ball is coming up on March 18th at the Milwaukee Art Museum. For more details, you can go to uncf.org/MilwaukeeMMB or call the local office at 414-372-6000. When we return to Our Issues Milwaukee, we'll continue our focus on education and find out more about UW-Milwaukee's pre-college academic program for high school students known as Upward Bound. We'll meet its program director, Donald Singleton, right after this.